Well, hello, and welcome back to the topic where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. And today we have reached into the community and pulled out a gem. I'm Dr. Darren Lamar Baskin, and I am so excited and so ready to get into this conversation. As we all know, June is Pride Month. And of course, we should have Pride Year, a Pride Forever, but we'll settle with Pride Month for right now. And on this edition of the topic, we'll be talking to a couple of the program directors from the Normal Anomaly, which is an initiative that was started here in Houston. And everything that I've seen about them has been amazing. The work that they do, the reach that they have within the community, and just being overall really good people. So I'm happy to have them on the show with us. They're an organization committed to the experience of the Black queer experience. And we're happy to be joined by both program directors, which is Jordan Edwards and Joelle. I had your name in my head. Tell me how to say it.
It's Joelle Espeut.
Joelle Espeut. I knew I was going to get it wrong. I was practicing in my head and it was running through. So my apologies, but welcome. Happy to have you here. And so let's just jump right into our first segment. Just tell me about the Normal Anomaly.
Yeah, so we can get started. So like you talked about, Pride going from not just a month to a full year. So here at the Normal Anomaly, we want to make sure that we focus on serving the most marginalized community, which for us are those at the intersections of Black and queer. We are a community-based organization, and we have a team of 5 people currently right now doing the work, I would say, of 50. But we enjoy what we do because we get to uplift and mobilize the Black queer community. And so my name is Jordan Edwards. I am one of the program directors.
And I'm Joelle Espeut. I'm also a program director here at the Normal Anomaly. We were founded in 2016 by our executive director, Ian L. Haddock, and it really started as a storytelling blog and really a way to kind of really tell new stories that maybe people were not accustomed to and kind of create a new normal. And from that storytelling blog, it essentially grew into about 8 to 12 programs that we've run that are kind of in like 4 to 5 kind of subcategories: direct services, capacity building, advocacy training and leadership development, research, and then community engagement.
Oh, wow. And I love how the initiative actually got started. Like I said, it started off as just like a blog. That by itself is amazing, because to start off with a blog and then move into a whole initiative that has impacted not just the city of Houston, but the entire nation is pretty significant and pretty amazing, actually. And to know that you guys are doing it with 5 people, hey, man, kudos. I tell you, it's like moving a mountain. And when you have a mountain in front of you, you have to figure out ways in which, are you going to move that mountain, or are you going to go through it, around it, and how are you going to tackle it? So I think you guys are doing that extremely well. So tell us a little bit about those buckets that you just mentioned. Tell me about what happens in each one of those buckets, a small synopsis for our audience.
Yes. And so I'll start by, when you said a mountain, that actually rings to me a little bit, because a mountain is also a barrier that's in front of you. And so how we eliminate the barriers is that one of them is our direct services. So within that, we were doing transportation service, because that is one of the barriers that our clients face, with the community face. Public transportation in Houston, Texas is not easy to feel safe. To go just down the street. You have to wake up really early to get to your doctor's appointments, and you may miss them. So it makes a barrier for people to go back and forth. So transportation service is one thing that we provide. We also have employment services where we help individuals find sustainable employment, where oftentimes we have a job, like, I want to find another job, but not many people think about having a firm and space that you can actually work and feel seen at your employer and have equitable amount of income as well. Having a doctor's degree and making $10 an hour was actually acceptable for somebody who was of trans experience, because they feel like my identity is limiting me in these spaces. And that's not true. You deserve to have equitable employment, and you deserve to have more than just livable wages. And so we also have a few other programs that we have, which is Project Liberate, which is one of our leadership development programs. And Joelle actually leads that program.
So we at the Normal Anomaly, I think oftentimes a lot of community-based organizations really kind of focus on kind of one issue, which usually that issue is HIV. And so while HIV is important in our community, we really focus on those social determinants of health and equity that truly are the symptom and impact our community. We also focus on liberation and what are those things that we can do to really empower community to take power and really help the forward mobility of all of us. So one of those is advocacy and leadership development. We have our Project Liberate program, like Jordan explained, and it's really the 6-month small business leadership development program where we kind of teach our community and help them build sustainability for their businesses by providing them with tools and resources, with instruction, as well as kind of helping to build community amongst themselves. We've had 28 graduates of the program so far. This is our 3rd year that we're going into, and we're looking to, have about 20 to 30 more people enter the program this year. So it's been an amazing program. Over a third of them are fully sustainable entrepreneurs. So it's been something that we really believe in, is that empowerment piece and uplifting community by using their tools, their gifts, their story to help them move forward. Another program that we have is also our Power program, which Jordan leads.
Yes, our Power program was focused on helping individuals originally that were living with HIV, but we realized that helping individuals living with HIV is just one part of it. It's the people before. That's what we're trying to end the epidemic. We also have to help individuals who are not living with HIV and teach them how to work better with community and how to advocate for individuals. Because health is a human right, and we have to understand that if you want to change that narrative, you have to help all the individuals. Understand how to advocate for yourself. Understand how to talk to your provider. That 15 minutes that you get with the doctor is not all that you deserve. You can ask questions, but we don't feel safe to advocate for ourselves in that way. And so the Power program provided individuals to go through a program to learn how to advocate for themselves, how to learn more about HIV, but not just in the space of how not to contract it, but how to learn about your CD4s and how to learn about looking at your numbers. So it really empowered individuals to uplift themselves. And we also do capacity building programs as well. Within our capacity building, we actually talk to organizations like we done at Lee College. And so we also are expanded upon that as we grow as an organization.
The good thing about our capacity building is
Joelle, let me interject for just 1 second, because we have all the time we need, and I'm going to make sure you guys get all the time you need to share everything. I just want to make sure I say that, as a diversity, equity, inclusion, social justice expert professional, I like the term equity so much. So I'm so glad that you guys are empowering the community. And these conversations are necessary. And when we come back, we'll have more with the Normal Anomaly Initiative.
Sometimes what you need just shows up. Houston Community College has your back, whether you're knocking out some basics or upping your game for a better job. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go.
Welcome back to the topic, where we're celebrating Pride Month with none other than the Normal Anomaly Initiative. And who we have with us, we have Brent. Why am I getting names wrong today? I'm telling you, I've been doing so many things today. We have Jordan and Joelle here with us today from the Normal Anomaly. Please pardon my brain not processing names today. So, but I tell you what it is processing. It's processing all this good information that you guys are giving us today. So I appreciate it. And I think we were talking about all of the different pieces that make up the initiative. And so I'm really, really impressed with how you guys are incorporating exactly what's happening in today's society, such as dealing with the social justice piece and dealing with the inequities that we are facing as a nation and as people. And so I appreciate the hard work that you guys put into that. And like we were saying, just doing it with a staff of 5 is rather amazing. So I appreciate that. Let's talk a little bit about taking those buckets and how they have impacted the community. I know Joelle had gave us some numbers earlier, and I love numbers. I love statistics. I love knowing how impactful things are. So share with us, like the initiative that you guys have with getting these small businesses off. Love it. We need more minority-owned, LGBTQIA-owned businesses out there. So tell us about that.
Yes. So Project Liberate really came from the idea of, it started out as kind of, like most things do with community-based organization centering HIV. But instead of us going the traditional HIV route, it's how do we inform and uplift communities that are impacted by HIV. And one of the things that we really did was we did a community assessment. So we actually asked community, what is it that you need? What is it that is impacting your HIV knowledge or your care or your linkage to care? And a lot of it centered on financial stability and financial sustainability for themselves. So we said, if we can help to uplift community and help to build their financial stability and their sustainability, then that in turn will impact HIV or their HIV knowledge, their linkage to care, and in turn, it'll be this ripple effect. So really that's what Project Liberate stems from.
Yes, and I also want to talk.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jordan.
And the important piece, Joelle, is right spot on. I think that the key piece is the community assessment. Oftentimes, organizations create programs and expect community to fall in line versus asking community, what do they need? Mm-hmm. That's the missing piece. This is why we're sustainable, because we listen to what community needs.
I think that's the sweet spot. I'll say that years ago, not many years, don't look at me like that, Joelle, but I was in the military. And during that time is when HIV became very rampant. And so everybody was afraid, everybody was scared, and no one had the correct information to understand. And so that has been a task, a Herculean task, actually, to get the right information to the right people so everybody can understand. So I love Project Liberate. I think that is amazing work. And then you guys also mentioned transportation. I think transportation is an issue that not only the LGBTQIA community is dealing with, but just communities in general. The idea of having to take a bus to work and it takes you 4 hours to get there. Right. And so it's pretty apparent in Houston. And then to tack onto that, all of the traffic and the construction that's taking place. So talk about how that transportation program has helped in the community, Jordan.
Yes, so that transportation program actually has helped community in a big way. We actually we collect success stories around here. And so we actually had a person who was in fear of getting treatment for the HIV status that they had just received. And so they didn't have transportation to get to the medical appointment. They was concerned about, I'm not going to be able to make it because I can't even get to the appointment. So how am I going to live? And so this transportation program that we had allowed them to get to their doctor's appointments, receive their medication, and actually successfully get to an undetectable status, which undetectable means untransmittable, which means that they cannot transmit the HIV virus to anyone else. And so this put them in a space to be encouraged and empowered to be able to get to those appointments. And they also realized what other programs that we have. So our transportation program eliminated a barrier that affected their health, which affected their income, and also affected how they see themselves as a person. And it helped end the stigma. So when we talk about numbers, we often don't hear about the actual full story about what's actually happening in the community. But when we talk about numbers, throughout the months, I would say that we have impacted over about 600 rides to individuals throughout the community in Houston. And within those rides, we then had to take a step back and talk to ourselves as a team to see what can we do to make this sustainable and be a big impact, and realizing that some of the people needed to get to employment. So get them to employment, it's like, oh, now we can actually help you sustain your income, because now you're getting back and forth to a job interview and finding new employment. So this is how we expand our programs.
And I think you made a great point. And I'm not sure, when people make great points, I'm not sure that they know they're making them. So I'll pull it out for you and let you know that the idea of saying the stories behind the transportations is just as significant as the number of transportation rides that you guys have provided is essential. So I'll tell you, like, I have learned is that, yes, the stories behind the initiative is what makes the initiative move. The numbers that are associated with the initiative is what gives you the ability to have those stories on the back end. And so it's important to share those stories, because something that is small for us is major for someone else. Having transportation to get back and forth to a medical appointment is essential for life for one individual, but for another is the equivalent of being able to get to work, to pay your bills. And so it's important that you guys, the work that you guys doing is very important. And again, I'm going to say this because I need everybody to understand, they are doing this Herculean task with 5 people. 5 people.
Yeah.
That, my friends, is simply amazing. It can't get any better than that. So let me ask you guys this, and then we're going to go into a break. What are the work hours? What are your work hours?
So our work hours, especially for Joelle and I, we do like a 9 to 5, 9 to 6 type of deal on the regular, but we're also hands-on to where we are like, we know we're salary, we're working in this space. We get fueled by doing the work. When we see the youth that we work with be empowered and actually like, oh, I can do this and see this opportunity, the hours move so fast that we don't even recognize they might be working a little bit longer.
Yeah, hey, and you bring up a great point. And speaking of time, when we return, we look at HCC's partnership with the Normal Anomaly Initiative.
Sometimes what you need just shows up. Houston Community College has your back, whether you're knocking out some basics or upping your game for a better job. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Hello, and welcome back to the topic. Again, we're here celebrating Pride Month with the Normal Anomaly. So I'm being told by this rainbow bird that you guys had a really good event on yesterday. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I'll start. And I'll just say that we had an event at Montrose Grace Place where we got to do a Juneteenth event with them. This is their third time doing it, but this is our first time as a collaborating partner being able to assist them with this actual program. And we hosted the event. And it was exciting to actually have some of the individuals come from our Project Liberate program, some of our liberators, to come to this and be in these spaces and provide services for the youth and to see their interactions with the youth as well.
I think for us, a lot of the work is work that people don't see. A lot of our engagement with community, with our sibling organizations, is really the piece that happens outside of our 9 to 5, 9 to 6 schedule. It's working with youth that experience homelessness. It's connecting entities and people in community to work together. And it's providing services, mentorship, and just the representation that really can help to impact and uplift various aspects of the community.
Yeah, and I think you've just really nailed that, Joelle, because it is about the community impact. And one of the greatest things that I feel like I've done with my life is my volunteer work. Mm-hmm. My volunteer work has always been so very important to me. I can donate money anytime to any organization, but to give my time, I think is so much more significant than just saying, here's a check. The checks help, but having a strong relationship with a community partner is important, which is why I decided to reach out to you guys to build that type of collaborative teamwork and this strong partnership between Houston Community College and the Normal Anomaly. So I think we are on the path to doing some great things together. So just tell us, what do you guys have in plan for us with this partnership, especially what's coming up next week?
Yes. So next week, we're really excited about this. We're actually talking about this in the office about on June 27th, what we're going to be doing at HCC Central Campus. And it's an exciting event. It's going to be I would say, let's plug this. It's an exciting show to talk about drag, but in a different way, where you get to experience the actual culture of drag, but the excitement and the entertainment that you're receiving from these icons is going to be amazing. We've really been talking to them about what they're going to bring, how's the music going to align with what type of story we're hoping to tell. And I think that just going to a drag show and experiencing it is one thing, but understanding that this is someone's livelihood, understanding that years ago that you had to have on one article of clothing of the gender that you assigned at birth to keep safe, to keep you from getting arrested and keep you from getting charged. It's so many different intersections when it comes down to the drag community that people don't get to hear about and see. And we're excited to bring that to the stage at Houston Community College.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited also. I mean, you know, the idea of the history, just the history itself of, you know, the LGBTQIA struggle is an important piece of history. It's an important piece of national history. But, you know, the history of drag is just as important, because before we had that history of LGBTQIA individuals, there was drag queens. There's been drag queens, notable drag queens throughout the recorded history of the world. And so to be able to tell the story of that and to share it with the Houston Community College community and stakeholders, along with the partnership, I think it's going to be an amazing event. I can't wait to see it. And I think that it's important for you guys to share how impactful do you think this event is going to be on the community?
I think it's going to provide inclusion and also a braver, safer space for individuals. I think because for a lot of the LGBT family dynamics shift when someone learns about who you are as a person and how you identify. So drag queens and drag kings have been mothers and fathers to the community, having opening up their homes where there could have been a 1-bedroom apartment and housing 11 people to keep them out the streets, and drag being the way to provide income and also excitement and also joy inside of the household and putting food on the table for those 11 people. So those tips that they receive sometimes go back to putting in the pockets and making food to put on the table to feed people. So I think that this is going to provide a level of inclusion to understand that we are not alone and we all need someone and we all need support. And so I think that that's also how we thrive as an organization, because we're a team of 5 doing this work, but because we have the privilege of being able to do this work, we're able to disseminate that back to the community.
Okay, I think that's amazing. And I also hear that you guys are going to serve as the Grand Marshals, plural, because it's 5 of y'all, of the Pride Parade. Congratulations. That's amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
I think that just goes to show that it doesn't matter how small the team is, it's the work that the team puts out that is important. So I'm happy. So tell us in about 30 seconds, what can you tell our audience on how they can get involved with the Normal Anomaly?
Go to our website, normalanomaly.org. It has our programs. It has our mission and vision. It has where you can donate. But it also has like how you can volunteer, as well as like our social media and all of our contact information.
So do me a favor, Joelle. Do me a favor, Joelle. Spell it for them.
It is NORMAL, so normal, and then anomaly is ANOMALY.org.
Perfect. I think that's important to make sure that all of our viewers are able to get and navigate to where you guys are. Let me also say that I'm excited about the work that we're going to do together. I'm so excited about the drag show next week. And from my heart to you, thank you. Thank you for allowing us into your space and giving us a glimpse into what the Normal Anomaly does. And thank you for joining us on the topic. For more information on this topic, you can visit hccs.edu/podcast. And for the topic on HCC TV, I'm Dr. Darren Lamar Baskin. Happy Pride Month.